Taking you right outside the Patiala House court, fistfights and drama reigned at the Delhi Patiala court. Well, this happened during the production of JNU Students' Union President Kanhaiya Kumar, who faces sedition charges. Angry lawyers scuffle in Patiala House court as well. JNU students were beaten up in court premises, lawyers raising slogans of Bharat Mata Ki Jai. There were also high drama outside the prestigious Jawaharlal Nehru University as locals staged protest against anti-national elements that they feel are inside the university. Well, there is no end to the protest and counter-protest in JNU, which has now turned into a political battlefield between the BJP and the opposition. Just a short while ago, there were fresh protests at the gate of the university. The protesters tried to break the barricades to enter the university but were stopped by the police.
Say that this is Jawaharlal Nehru University. The situation here is absolutely out of control. Throughout the day, there has been plethora of protests, different groups coming, and these are the groups who actually reside this area around Munirka villagers who have come here to register their protest, register the disenchantment of what happened on Tuesday night. What they feel that they have been absolutely seditious. अब क्यों यहाँ आए हैं? पुलिस कार्रवाई कर रहे बावजूद
ये हमारे देश में रह के हमारे देश के अंदर पढ़ते हैं और हमारे देश की गद्दारी करते हैं, पाकिस्तान की बात करते हैं, अजमल की बात करते हैं.
Under posters you see सैनिकों को यही पुकार बर्दाश्त नहीं JNU के गद्दार. And the tricolors here, the feelings are very raw, very nationalistic here. But probably the debate that should have been, the questions that should have been raised is a bit misguided here. They are asking for complete shutdown of JNU. आप ये बोल रहे हैं कि JNU बंद करना चाहिए. क्यों आपको लगता नहीं है कुछ ज़्यादा ही हो रहा है?
JNU बंद नहीं करना चाहिए. JNU में जो इन्होंने देश विरोध में जो नारे लगाए हैं, हम उसके खिलाफ यहाँ प्रदर्शन कर रहे हैं.
हमारे गांव की जमीन है, हमारे गांव की जमीन है और हमारे खिलाफ ही वे बोलते हैं.
आप क्या कहना क्या चाहते हैं?
ये जो सारे अगल बगल के गांव हैं, हमसे जमीनें ली गई थी. हमारे गांव की जमीनें, ये हमारी जमीनें हैं. हमको इनमें एडमिशन नहीं मिलता दिल्ली के लड़कों को, लेकिन बाहर से लाके मौजूद को भर के इसमें पढ़ाएंगे.
Have it extremely agitated people, extremely agitated villagers, and all they want is that strictest possible action should be taken who are indulging in anti-India activities, anti-India sloganeerings in the name of freedom of expression. From outside Jawaharlal Nehru University with Probir Viswas, on Indo Banerjee for India Today.
Meanwhile, the BJP has begun an aggressive defense of the sedition case filed against the JNU Vice President and other students. Lashing out at Congress, BJP President Amit Shah attacked the Congress party for what he said was supporting the anti-national elements in JNU. In his blog, Amit Shah wrote, "Has Rahul Gandhi lent his voice to separatists in the country? Does he want another partition?" Getting in from the JNU. All right, we're going to try and get you the latest reactions filtering in from Jawaharlal Nehru University. Well, what you see on your television screen is, of course, how JNU has turned into a political battlefield as well, where the BJP taking on the opposition. Amit Shah, in his blog, wrote a short while back attacking the Congress Vice President as well, being aggressive, saying very clearly that, and we're going to just give you the details of that. All right, while our producers put together the very latest on this, let's take you through what the Congress said, hitting back at Amit Shah, saying it does not learn lessons on nationalism from the murderers of Mahatma Gandhi.
Those who killed the thought process of Mahatma Gandhi and those who are the inheritors of the thought process of Nathuram Godse need not teach the nation or the Congress party their new definition of patriotism and love for the nation. What is distressing and condemnable is the fact that those who helped the British fight the great Indian National Congress and sided with the British in the freedom movement, BJP's parent organization RSS, those who even refused to fly the national flag for 52 years on their headquarters after independence, those who carried terrorists like Maulana Masood Azhar and others to Kandahar, Afghanistan, those under whose nose the biggest temple of democracy, the Indian Parliament, was attacked, and those whose quest for propagating personal leadership surpassed the interests of the nation, be it and which led to the Kargil war first and then attacks in Dinanagar, Udhampur and finally Pathankot, should not teach lessons of patriotism.
These people, there are 6-7 lawyers here who started lobbying people in the morning कि ये साले पाकिस्तानी हैं, माँ बहन की गालियाँ देते रहे. We were not saying anything to them. We were just 10 people standing and waiting to see. Family friend है, गाँव से. मैं दोस्त हूँ. मैं यहाँ पे मेरा जेएनयू से कोई लेना देना नहीं है. मेरा नाम है वरुण आदित्य सिंह चौहान. मैं एक डिजिटल एजेंसी में काम करता हूँ. मेरा कन्हैया कुमार से सिर्फ दोस्ती है. मैं यहाँ देखने आया था कि वो इंसान ठीक है कि नहीं है, उसकी प्रोसीडिंग कैसी है. नथिंग एल्स. मैं चप्पलों में इनमें हम लोग आए हुए हैं. हम लोगों को देख के हम लोग 7-8 लोग खड़े हुए थे. उनको गाली ये वकीलों ने की. और मैं आपको बताता हूँ, हम लोगों से नहीं शुरू की है. आप हम लोगों से करते कोई बात नहीं. अंदर टीचर्स हैं हमारे, सीनियर टीचर जेएनयू के. उन टीचर्स के संग बदतमीजी मीडिया के लोगों के कोई
अंकित को गिरा के कोई मीडिया के जर्नलिस्ट हैं, उनको गिरा के अंदर मारा. सर ये अदालत है. इस सरकार में हम ये सोच रहे थे कि हमारा तो भरोसा था, हमारी तरफ से सीपीआई के किसी भी आदमी ने हाथ नहीं उठाया. हमने कहा भाई इनको गाली देने दो. मेरा नाम अमीर जामई है, मैं सीपीआई से हूँ. लेकिन आज जो हुआ है ये भारत के इतिहास में लोकतंत्र पर और ये जो संविधान है इस पर काला धब्बा है.
All right, so the story developing at two levels. One, outside the Jawaharlal Nehru University, what you see on your television screen are angry protests of villagers from Malviya Nagar side. Protesting outside the JNU. They tried to enter the premises, they couldn't. So these are visuals from there. But having said that, what you just heard was students who were outside the Patiala House court where Kanhaiya was being produced. They were also beaten up. So what we're going to do is, we're going to cut across to Ashar Ahmed Khan, who joins us directly from the Patiala House Court, and Ankit Tyagi joining us from the Jawaharlal Nehru University. Ashar, can you take us through on what exactly transpired?
Well, what happened was that Kanhaiya was supposed to appear in court sometime post 2. But what we've been given to understand is that there were a couple of lawyers who were lobbying people and saying that these people who are supporting Kanhaiya are Deshdrohis. After which what happened, a major scuffle brought out. The lawyers in groups of around 10 and 15 started beating up people who looked like students who'd come from JNU. After that, the scuffle got out of hand that quite a few reporters of the print media and 1 or 2 of the electronic media were also beaten up. After which the reporters retreated and came out of the Patiala House courts. The police meanwhile intervened. Now as you can see behind me right here, these gates of Patiala House, they've been closed. You can see that there is a tremendous amount of police presence which is also here. But yes, the situation is now under control. But say about 15 minutes back or half an hour back, there was a lot of commotion here. The lawyers were charging virtually towards the gates. The police personnel, the DCP of New Delhi has also come here. So it was a very tense situation, but in the last 15-20 minutes things have calmed down. They've eased out. Reporters who were stuck inside have also come out. So clearly the battleground had turned from JNU to the Patiala House courts where Kanhaiya is being brought to court.
What is the current situation right now, Ashar? Is he still inside? Is he still being produced?
Well, the information coming out is very scanty. What we were given to understand that he could have been produced any time, but rather than that situation taking the fore, the other situation took the forefront. And as you can see that virtually all the reporters are outside of the courts because it was highly unsafe for reporters to go inside because they were being surrounded, they were being hounded, and they were being beaten up. This was what was happening.
Why did the anger turn towards journalists, Ashar? Why did the anger from the lawyers turn towards journalists?
Well, what exactly happened was that when these lawyers were beating up supporters of Kanhaiya and students and teachers of JNU, by the way, some teachers of the JNU who'd come here to look at the proceedings were also manhandled by the lawyers here. So some of the reporters started clicking videos of that so as to put it on air as to what is going on inside. Because, you know, beyond these gates where I'm standing, cameras are not allowed, only reporters are allowed. So one thought that if videos could be made, they could have been broadcast on news channels. Now, that angered the lawyers quite a bit. They said that these people are agents of JNU. There were a lot of abuses which were being hurled at reporters. They were being termed as pro-Pakistani and the entire works which happens. So
you know,
exactly
we can see visuals of lawyers beating up journalists as well. Ashar, any action, police action taken against those lawyers?
Well, at the moment, the police inside was also not doing anything because they were pretty scared. The police inside the courthouse premises was outnumbered by the number of lawyers. And at the moment, nobody wanted to take strict action. But after which the reports came out, the reporters made calls to senior police officers. Things have eased out. The DCP of the area also is here at the moment. Paramilitary forces in the sense that Central Police Reserve is also here at the moment.
All right, you know, Asha, we're going to come right back to you with the very latest. Of course, it's the irony lies there because journalists being beaten up at Patiala House Court and abused where Jawaharlal Nehru University is concerned. Want to cut across to Ankit Tyagi where Sadhvi Prachi tried to enter just a short while back. Ankit, you know, she tried to make that entry alongside the protesters from the villages around. Can you give us the latest?
Well, you just missed Sadhvi Prachi by about a minute, Preeti. She was right here along with the protesters and her supporters, all of them waving Indian flag. She made some snide jibes and remarks on Rahul Gandhi along with the students of the JNU. Making slogans like if you are eating in India, you can't speak about Pakistan. She also said Sonia Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi should also be booked for supporting the students here at JNU. Just now, I mean, just as we speak, her cavalcade along with handful of supporters, some 25 odd people that she had come with, had just moved from this spot. She stayed here for about half an hour, made slogans, shouted slogans against the JNU. This has now become the battleground. Inside, the strike of the students going on, despite the VC asking them to call it off by evening. It is expected a decision on that would be taken. The students inside behind those gates. On the other hand, Sadhvi Prachi along with a handful of supporters on the other side. You were talking about how journalists are being bashed up there at Patiala Court, and here even the JNU students not very happy. So both the sides are trying to find out what they do not think fit is to be reported. But remember, even the JNU students and these people are talking about freedom of speech, and despite that, the messenger, of course, both the sides is being targeted.
Ankit, just stay on with me because you were just pointing out about Sadhvi Prachi reaching there as well. What we will do is just cut to those visuals, but these visuals are of Patiala House Court. Let's cut to the visuals of Sadhvi Prachi, who was there at the Jawaharlal Nehru University, as Ankit was pointing out just about 5 minutes ago. Well, political leaders and other religious heads making a beeline for JNU there. VHP's firebrand leader Sadhvi Prachi, known for many of her controversial statements, landed at the Jawaharlal Nehru University. Sadhvi attacked what she called those who are anti-India. Let's take a listen. We'll be back with Ankit.
बनता जा रहा है, ये एक बहुत अहम मुद्दा है. एंटी नेशनल स्लोगन स्टार्ट करे जाएंगे, बट पॉलिटिकल लीडर्स यहाँ पे आ रहे हैं, एक पॉलिटिकल मुद्दा बनके
गृह मंत्री राजनाथ सिंह ने ये कहा है कि इसमें हाफिज सईद के साथ बात हुई. क्या आपको लगता है कि इसमें कोई उसकी भूमिका हो सकती है?
उस सम्मेलन में हाफिज सईद का साथ था. राहुल गांधी परिभाषा क्या है, हम वो पूछने आए।
आपने
Zero picking up the very latest. You know, Ankit, the BJP will quickly distance itself from Sadhvi Prachi, but what was the point of all of this? Of her coming in, making these statements and then and going away? What was the point of it? Ankit, can you hear me? All right, we seem to have lost Ankit Tyagi. We're going to try and reconnect to him, but well, this is the latest that we are getting in right now. Sadhvi Prachi, just about 10 minutes ago, was at the Jawaharlal Nehru University, came out, made a few statements. Of course, she was not allowed to get inside. She had some supporters with her. Asked for explanation from the likes of Rahul Gandhi, who had joined in support of the students of Jawaharlal Nehru University. Well, she's not there anymore, but clearly Jawaharlal Nehru University has become a political battlefield of sorts. Let's try once again, connect to ground zero, Jawaharlal Nehru University. Ankit Tyagi, my colleague, is joining us. Ankit, can you hear me?
Well, Sadhvi Prachi, along with her supporters, as I told you earlier, was just here. They were, in fact, all of them with Indian flag, the tricolour, shouting slogans against what they said that was the anti-national activities that were happening inside the JNU. It has become a battleground. You can see the number of policemen, those who are present here. On one side, the student leader, union leader, president is being produced in the court. On the other, politics coming into play. That is exactly what is happening. The BJP coming in, the Congress, the left, all of them trying to make JNU, the university, a political arena to score their points. Sadhvi Prachi makes some snide remarks, as I told you earlier, Preeti, about Rahul Gandhi. A few of them, of course, can't be repeated on national television, but yes, that's what you would expect from a leader like her. Apart from that, the Delhi police, of course, are cracking down hard. They are saying this has now become a terror case. That is something that people like Sadhvi Prachi have picked up, saying that all this is being funded by Hafiz Saeed. That is what your Home Minister said earlier in the day today. The villagers here from Munirka, they came. They protested, called this university as becoming a center for anti-national activity. Inside the university, the Vice-Chancellor, in fact, came out and said that there should be dialogue. Strike is not a solution. Dialogue should be the solution. The teachers and the students inside united, saying it's a crackdown on freedom of speech.
You know, Ankit, what is expected now? Since the morning, we've seen heavy political drama and other protests. What is expected in the next few hours at the Jawaharlal Nehru University?
Well, to begin with, we are waiting for the evening. At around 5 o'clock, we will know whether the students are going to call off their strike or not. Apart from that, there are being surprises being, sprung up, being thrown around. Leaders from various political parties trying to make their way here. The police has made sure that nobody enters, because that is going to completely disrupt the situation as far as JNU is concerned. The police do not want any sort of, of violence to take place here. So they are almost made this buffer zone where you see the policemen barricading the main entrance of the Jawaharlal Nehru University. We are expecting more protests. ABVP has been very vocal. Expect to hear more from them. On the other hand, the political arena, of course, not letting this issue die. And now the BJP, after the Congress has his back at Amit Shah, will, of course, try and retort to that.
All right, appreciate you joining us, Ankit. We'll be back with you. And Asha from Patiala House Court. Well, that is indeed our focus story. Jawaharlal Nehru University becoming a political battlefield. What you just saw was Sadhvi Prachi, who was there, VHP activist, VHP leader.
Sources are saying that prima facie it appears that DU Professor S.A.R. Gilani encouraged anti-India slogan shouting. The statement of another professor, Ali Javed, points to two things. Gilani lied about the nature of debate and